स्टार प्लस के बारे में मैं आपसे सिर्फ ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमें बड़ा फ़ख्र है कि हम इस देश के सबसे बड़े स्टोरी टेलिंग प्लेटफॉर्म रहे हैं पिछले 17 सालों से। इस देश में बहुत कुछ ऐसा हुआ है अच्छा, जो कि लगातार सीधे इन कहानियों से जाकर जुड़ता है, जो कहानियाँ आपने स्टार प्लस पर देखी। अगर देश में पोस्ट लिबरलाइजेशन का एक इरा आया जिसमें कि लोगों को लगा कि अब पैसा कमाना ठीक है, इसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है, तो वो जोड़ा गया स्टार प्लस पर आ रहे एक गेम शो कौन बनेगा करोड़पति के साथ। उसके बाद अगर हमने उन मुद्दों को सामने रखा जो घर के अंदर महिलाओं के मुद्दे थे, तो चाहे वो हमारी पहली सोप सीरीज़ थी क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी, या फिर कुछ ही महीने पहले ख़त्म हुई दिया और बाती हम, महिलाओं से जुड़े हुए मुद्दों को हमने हमेशा सबसे पहले सबसे आगे रखा। उसके बाद जब हमने बात की अडेप्टेशंस की, इंटरप्रिटेशंस की, तो हमारी नज़र गई भारत के बड़े ग्रंथों पर, और हमने पहले महाभारत और फिर सिया के राम ऐसी कहानियाँ कहीं जहाँ हमने फिर उन मुद्दों पर अपनी नज़र डाली जो हमें लगा कि आज हमारे मुल्क में बहुत मायने रखती हैं। और हमने महाभारत में बात की द्रौपदी की, और द्रौपदी के चीरहरण का क्या मतलब था, उसका क्या असर हुआ, और उसके लिए आखिर जिम्मेदार कौन था। ये था स्टार प्लस का सवाल। जब हम रामायण को देखने गए तो हमने रामायण को देखा सीता के नज़रिए से। आप सोच रहे होंगे कि इन तमाम कहानियों को मैं POW से क्यों जोड़ रहा हूँ, क्योंकि एक बहुत बड़ा एक ऐसा मुद्दा है जो अब तक हमने कभी पर्दे पर नहीं देखा है, और ये मुद्दा है वॉर से जुड़ा हुआ। लड़ाइयों में जो लोग शहीद होते हैं, जो जंग पर जाते हैं, उनकी तो बात रहती ही है। और हमारी एक कहानी दो ऐसे भारतीय सेनापतियों की है जो कि कैद हो गए थे। लेकिन हर बार जब जंग छिड़ती है, या हर बार जब सैनिक बाहर जाते हैं या पुलिस फोर्सेस बाहर जाते हैं, उनके परिवार, उनके घर में क्या बीतती है, ये कहानी कहीं ना कहीं पीछे रह गई है। और इस कहानी को सामने रखा है गिडियन राव साहब की कहानी हाथ ऑफ फिल्म ने, और उसको एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत भारतीय इंटरप्रिटेशन दिया है निखिल साहब ने। और इसलिए अब मैं निखिल से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि अपने इस शो के बारे में हमें और विस्तार से बताएं। निखिल।
थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। मैं सिर्फ एक्चुअली फर्स्टली आई लाइक टू थैंक काफ़ी लोग हैं जो जिनकी वजह से ये मैं यहाँ पे खड़ा हूँ आज। जैसे कि आपने ट्रेलर देखा, उसमें लिखा है फ्रॉम द डायरेक्टर ऑफ कलोनाओ एंड D-Day, so I want to thank staff for forgetting all the other stuff that I've done and not forgetting, I don't think you can forget मैंने बाकी क्या किया है, but overlooking some of the stuff that I've done and remembering that these two are very special films. तो जो कलोनाओ और D-Day जिसके बारे में मतलब ये जब मैंने D-Day बनाई, लोगों ने कहा कि कलोनाओ के डायरेक्टर ने कैसे D-Day बनाई, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल दैट वन इज़ लाइक दिस एंड द अदर वन इज, दे आर पोल्स अपार्ट। बट आई थिंक दैट जो एक अहम चीज़ है D-Day में वो है इमोशन, ह्यूमन इमोशन। 4 रॉ एजेंट्स के बारे में जो उन पे बीतती है, जो उनको करना पड़ता है, द सैक्रिफाइसेस दे हैव टू मेक। तो ये मतलब ऑन द सरफेस जो है वो लगती है कि थ्रिलर है, सस्पेंस है, बट एट द हार्ट ऑफ इट इज़ अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग इमोशन ऑफ सेपरेशन, ऑफ सैक्रिफाइस। जो जब मैंने हाथू फिल्म गिडियन रैफ की जो बनाई हुई शो मैंने देखा, तो मुझे लगा कि द शो इज़ कॉल्ड प्रिजनर्स ऑफ वॉर, POW, बट द रियल प्रिजनर्स ऑफ वॉर जो है वो उनकी बीवियां हैं, उनकी फैमिलीज़ है। हम लोग भूल जाते हैं कि उन पे क्या बीतती है, उनको क्या करना पड़ता है 17 साल से। जो एक to be imprisoned by hope, one thing, the hope is something that keeps you alive and keeps you going, but they are imprisoned by the fact कि शायद वो लोग अगर वापस आए and I have moved on, how will they feel, what will happen to them. That is something that really appealed to me. And जब गौरव और शौगतो जो वहाँ पे बैठे हैं, they came to me and they said कि we are willing to overlook all the rubbish that you've made. Can you make something like D-Day and Kalonaho for us and put this show, adapt it and make it into something special for us. I think today my producing partner Madhu sitting over there. We are 106 days into the shoot and we've been working on this for 2 years. 2 साल से हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं इस पे. ऐसा लग रहा है कि बहुत ही टॉपिकल है क्योंकि आजकल क्या हो रहा है, बट हमने सोचा नहीं था कि ये होगा, शायद किसी ने नहीं सोचा था कि ये होगा कि जो हो रहा है आज के सरहद पे, बॉर्डर्स पे. बट it's a very important film, it's an important show, important story from the point of view कि हम लोग भूल जाते कि actually there are people who have been left behind, and that is what the show talks about. We've tried our best. That's why मुझे इस मंच पे मुझे काफ़ी लोगों को थैंक यू बोलना है, from the top Mr. Uday Shankar, Sanjay Gupta, and in Star, and the 149 कितने लोग हैं रमेश? 149 and more than 149 people जो हर दिन they follow me to the madness of bringing what you've just seen. I won't take any more of your time, but say thank you to everybody who's allowed me to bring this to you. Thank you so much.
देखकर लगता है कि ये कोई फिल्म है. तो जब डिस्कशन हो रहा था, प्रोसेसिंग चल रही थी, तो क्या फिल्म बनाने के बारे में भी सोचा था, कुछ विचार था, या शुरू से इसको सीरीज ही बना रहा था?
मतलब क्योंकि ये हाथू फिल्म से अडेप्टेड है, ऑफिशियल अडेप्टेशन ऑफ हाथू फिल्म है, जो गिडियन रैफ की कहानी है, जो उन्होंने इजराइल में बनाई थी. और मुझे क्लियर ब्रीफ मिला था कि इसे शो बनाना है, सीरियल बनाना है 126 एपिसोड्स के. जो मैंने काफ़ी कोशिश की कि इसे फिल्म बना नहीं, आई एम जस्ट जोकिंग. नहीं क्या, आई जस्ट फील कि जो कहानी है वो इतनी वास्ट है, इतनी बड़ी है, इसके उसका स्केल इतना बड़ा है. हम लोग वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एक इवेंट जो 17 साल पहले हुई थी, कारगिल के वॉर से शुरू होती है, फिर प्रेजेंट डे पे आती है, और प्रेजेंट डे में क्या उनके साथ क्या हो रहा है, क्या बीत रहा है, सारे कैरेक्टर्स, उनके इमोशंस. तो to make it about a 2.5 hour film, बहुत ही it will not do justice to the story. और स्टोरी इतना वास्ट है, इतने सारे ट्रैक्स है, इतने सारे मतलब इमोशंस है, ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न्स है. तो आई नेवर थॉट अबाउट एवर मेकिंग इट इनटू अ फिल्म. आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू मेक अ शो दैट व्हेन पीपल लाइक यू वॉच इट से दैट अरे यार इसे तो फिल्म बननी चाहिए थी.
एक सवाल और
जी.
बार क्या होता है कि दो मुल्कों में टेंशन चलती है तो कुछ लोग जैसे सीमा पार कर गए उनको भी वहाँ बंदी बना लिया जाता है। कई ऐसे केसेस हैं 10 साल 20 साल 15 साल, या तो वापस ही नहीं आ पाए या आए तो उनकी भी हालत कुछ ऐसी ही होती है। तो इनका दुख और उनका दुख कुछ अलग महसूस होता है या कुछ फ़र्क क्या है दोनों में?
मेरे ख्याल से कुछ फ़र्क नहीं होगा। अगर आप बंदी बनाए गए हैं जिस वजह से बनाए गए, इट्स नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि वेदर यू आर अ सोल्जर, वेदर यू आर अ फार्मर, वेदर यू स्ट्रेड अक्रॉस द इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर, और वेदर यू एक्चुअली वर कैप्चर्ड एंड टेकन अक्रॉस। कहानी उन फैमिलीज़ की है, उन कैरेक्टर्स की है, उन लोगों की है जो यहाँ पे उनको यहाँ पे छोड़ के चले गए। हाँ, वहाँ पे जो जो दो युद्धबंदी है, जो ईमान खान और सरताज सिंह है, वी डेफिनेटली शो कि उनके साथ क्या होता है और उनके वजह से जो जो हुआ है उनके वजह से यहाँ पे उनके साथ क्या बीत रही है। 17 साल के जो घोस्ट्स है वो उनको किस तरह से दे हैव टू हैंडल दैट एंड दे हैव टू डील विद दैट टुडे। बट आई डोंट थिंक देयर विल बी एनी डिफरेंस। मैं नहीं जानता हूँ, मैंने जो रिसर्च किया मैंने सिर्फ उन फैमिलीज़ के साथ किए जिनके हस्बैंड्स हैव बीन टेकन एज प्रिजनर्स ऑफ वॉर। तो बट इट्स आई एम श्योर इट्स द सेम।
एक सवाल और है, मनीष जी से है मेरा सवाल।
बिल्कुल, थैंक यू मनीष जी से।
आपने अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में जो लाइनें बोली उसमें से एक चीज़ नोटिस करने वाली थी कि भारतीय सेना का सिपाही भी टूट सकता है, बदल सकता है, चेंज हो सकता है। 17 साल इतना बड़ा वक्त होता है। ये बात दावे से कही जा सकती है या ये एक अनुमान है या शो इसके आसपास घूमता है?
ये प्रश्न एक्चुअली निखिल के लिए ही है। ये प्रश्न मेरे लिए नहीं है। तो अगर आप बुरा ना माने तो मैं माइक वापस निखिल को दूंगा, ये इसका जवाब देंगे आपको।
और इसके जवाब को आपको 126 एपिसोड्स देखने पड़ेंगे, तब आपको मिलेगा कि भारतीय सेना टूट सकता है या नहीं टूट सकता है।
हेलो, या गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल। मुझे निखिल जी से पूछना है कि एक फिल्म को डायरेक्ट करना और एक सीरियल को डायरेक्ट करना में कितना फ़र्क होता है?
फिल्म बनाना एक 100 मीटर रेस होता है। यू टेक ऑफ एंड यू रीच द एंड। एक शो बनाना मैंने सीखा है क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा था कि यार ये शो बनाना, टीवी सीरियल करना क्या है इसमें, आई कैन ईजिली डू इट। मैंने बनाई है बड़ी बड़ी फिल्म्स, बट इट्स अ मैराथन रेस। आपको स्टैमिना, यू नीड स्टैमिना लाइक यू नेवर हैड बिफोर। आई एम वेरी फॉर्चुनेट, जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि आई हैव अ वेरी गुड टीम। द वन पर्सन हु शुड बी स्टैंड, टू पीपल हु शुड बी स्टैंडिंग ओवर हियर इज मधु भोजवानी एंड मनीषा अडवाणी, माय प्रोड्यूसिंग पार्टनर्स। उनके बिना ये और उनके जो मैं बाकी सारे 149 लोग को जो मैं हर दिन गाली देता हूँ कि दे शुड बी स्टैंडिंग ओवर हियर विद मी, बट इट इज़ आई डोंट नो द डिफरेंस। मैंने सिर्फ फिल्म्स बनाई है। मैंने पहली बार हाँ मैंने नया नुक्कड़ में काम किया था एज एन असिस्टेंट, बट टू बी एबल टू हैंडल दिस काइंड ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एक इतनी बड़ी कहानी जो हाथू फिल्म जो इज़राइल की माना जाता है लेजेंडरी कहानी है, उनको उसको लेके उसे अडेप्ट करना और उसे जस्टिफाई करना इज़ बिन अ चैलेंज, बट इट्स बिन वेरी वेरी वर्थ इट। एज एवरी सिंगल मेरा आई थिंक 105th डे ऑफ शूटिंग, 106th डे ऑफ शूटिंग चल रहा है एंड इज़ बिन वर्थ एवरी सिंगल मिनट।
और इस शो से हमें क्या सीखने मिलेगा?
आपको क्या सीखने मिलेगा? आपको सीखने मिलेगा कि इंडियन सिपाही 17 साल के बाद टूटता है नहीं। एंड इन माई ओपिनियन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड द ट्रू मीनिंग ऑफ पेट्रियाटिज्म। हम सब कहते हैं कि मैं पेट्रियाटिक हूँ क्योंकि मैं ये खाता हूँ और आप ये खाते हो। हम सब कहते हैं कि मैं पेट्रियाटिक क्योंकि मैं झंडा उठाता हूँ, आप नहीं उठाते हो। बट 2 women who have stayed for 17 years have stopped their lives from moving forward, waiting for their husband to come back. In my opinion, that is true patriotism.
Hi, my question is for Gaurav. गौरव, कंटेंट के बारे में बात करेंगे तो ये बड़ा प्रोग्रेसिव कंटेंट है, तो क्या लगता है ऑडियंस कैसे एक्सेप्ट करेगी और ये क्या शुरुआत है प्रोग्रेसिव कंटेंट की?
जी, वो ऑडियंस के हवाले है और आप उनको क्या बताएंगी, आपके भी हवाले है। अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है आप प्लीज़ कुछ अच्छा लिखिए, तारीफ़ कीजिए, तो हमें उम्मीद है कि आपका लेख पढ़ के, आपकी स्टोरी देखकर लोग आएंगे इसे देखने के लिए। जी हाँ, हमें लगता है कि ये बड़ी प्रोग्रेसिव कहानी है। उस खास करके उस वजह से जो निखिल ने अभी बताई कि ये ऐसी दो महिलाओं की कहानी है और ऐसे कई घरों की कहानी है जो जंग पर तो नहीं जाते लेकिन उनकी ज़िंदगियां भी थम सी जाती हैं। तो ये एक महत्वपूर्ण कहानी है और ये एक महत्वपूर्ण लम्हा है भारतीय टेलीविज़न पर, जहां हमारी लगातार कोशिश है नई तरह की कहानियां कहने की और अलग तरह की कहानियां कहने की। और मैं मायूस नहीं हूं। आज से 4 साल पहले हमने एक कहानी कही थी, उसका नाम था, अभी थोड़े दिन पहले ही उसे हमने उसका क्लाइमैक्स आया, दी और बाती हम। वो कहानी भी बड़ी सिंपल कहानी थी कि एक लड़की थी, उसका एक बहुत बड़ा सपना था कि वो एक IPS अफसर बनेगी और उस सपने को पूरा करने में सबसे बड़ा योगदान दिया उसके पति ने, जो कि खुद लगभग अनपढ़ था। और ये कहानी कई कई सालों तक इस देश की सबसे बहुचर्चित और नंबर 1 रेटिंग की कहानी थी। मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले जिक्र किया, हमने एक रामायण का वर्जन किया है जो कि रामायण की कहानी सीता के दृष्टिकोण से देखता है। वो उस कहानी को भी सराहना मिली है। तो मुझे लगता है कि हमारे मुल्क में हर तरह की कहानियों के लिए जगह है और हमें लगातार नए नए प्रयोग करते रहने चाहिए और हमारी ऑडियंस में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। कई बार कमी हमसे हो जाती है, कई बार हम उतनी खूबसूरती से कहानियाँ चुन नहीं पाते, कई बार कई सारे लोग उस मेहनत और उस लगन के साथ काम नहीं करते उन कहानियों को बहुत बड़ा बनाने के लिए। और मैं यहाँ पर ख़ास करके निखिल की तारीफ़ करना चाहूँगा। निखिल ने जब इस शो का पायलट मुझे दिखाया, मुझे लगा जैसा कि आपको लगा कि एकदम फिल्म जैसा है, और थोड़ा सा डर भी लगा। मुझे लगा कि निखिल बहुत बड़े डायरेक्टर हैं, थोड़े दिन बाद आकर कहेंगे कि यार अब मैं नहीं डायरेक्ट करूँगा, अब मुझसे हो नहीं पा रहा। तो मैंने उनको कहा कि ये तुम करोगे ना आगे भी डायरेक्ट। तो आजकल वो हर दूसरे तीसरे दिन मुझे रात को 10 बजे फ़ोन करके बोलते हैं कि मैं अभी शूट ख़त्म करके आ रहा हूँ। और जैसा कि अभी उन्होंने बताया 105 दिन हो गए और देश का एक बहुत बड़ा स्प्रिंट स्टार मैराथन लड़ने जा रहा है। तो आपकी मदद चाहिए और अगर आपको लगता है कि ये अलग कहानी है, प्रोग्रेसिव कहानी है, तो प्लीज़ देखिए। और हमें यकीन है कि बहुत सारे लोगों को भी आपकी इस राय से सहमति हमें मिलेगी।
थैंक यू।
हाय, मेरा सवाल गौरव जी और निखिल जी दोनों से है। जैसे कि आपने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा कि ये कहानी की शुरुआत आप लोगों ने 2 साल पहले से बनाना शुरू कर दिया, लेकिन इत्तफाकन फ़िलहाल हम लोग भी उसी स्टेट पे है हमारा देश जहाँ पे हम पेट्रियटिज़म की बात कर रहे हैं और पूरी अटैक हुआ है। तो ऐसे में अपने शो को लॉन्च करना, और आपका क्या व्यू होगा इस पूरे अटैक के ऊपर, पूरे माहौल के ऊपर?
देखिए, ये माहौल हमारे चयन का नहीं था। जैसा कि निखिल ने बताया, लगभग 2 साल पहले मुझे इस कहानी के बारे में पता चला था और मुझे 2 चीज़ें पता थी कि ये कहानी बहुत अच्छी है और गिडियन राव साहब का नाम बहुत बड़ा है। जिस तरह की कहानी उन्होंने लिखी है, उसके बाद जिस तरह की का फेम उन्हें मिला है पूरे दुनिया भर में और ख़ास करके हॉलीवुड में, क्योंकि इसी का एक बहुत बड़ा अमेरिकन अडेप्टेशन हॉलीवुड में भी बना है, होमलैंड। जो लोग अंग्रेज़ी टेलीविज़न देखते हैं उन्होंने शायद इस शो को देखा है। तो मैं आकर्षित हुआ इस कहानी को लेकर और मैं और मेरे सहयोगी स्वागतो, हमने सोचा कि इसे कौन बना सकता है। और हम दोनों को निखिल साहब का काम बहुत अच्छा लगता था, हम पहले भी कई बार मिल चुके थे। तो हमें लगा कि हमें निखिल से जाकर बात करनी चाहिए और अगर उन्हें कहानी अच्छी लगे तो शायद वो राज़ी हो जाएंगे और इस शो को बना लेंगे। तो वहाँ से हमारी शुरुआत हुई। हम लगातार कई बार मिले, कहानी के कई पहलुओं पर गंभीर चर्चा हुई, कास्टिंग पे गंभीर चर्चाएं हुई और उसके बाद हम आज यहाँ पर पहुँचे हैं। और आज जो मुल्क में माहौल है, जी हाँ, फिर से जंग और जंग से जुड़ी हुई बातें पन्नों पर हैं, अखबारों में हैं, न्यूज़ चैनल्स पे उनकी चर्चा है। लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से इस कहानी में हम बात कर रहे हैं परिवारों की। हम बात ज़रूर कर रहे हैं कि एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है जो पाकिस्तान के साथ कई सालों से चल रहा है और टेलीविज़न के लिए ये शायद नई बात है कि नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज़ और रॉ और ISI, इन सब का जिक्र एक पॉलिटिकल शो के तौर पे टीवी पे दिखेगा। तो ये एक नया टेरेन भी है जो जहाँ की आम तौर पे हमारे ड्रामाज नहीं जाते, और उस वजह से भी ये हमें उम्मीद है कि कई ऐसे लोगों को भी अच्छा लगेगा जो शायद उस लगन के साथ हमारे ड्रामाज आम तौर पे नहीं देखते हैं।
Hi. Good afternoon.
No, I agree with everything you said.
You'd like to say something?
No, nothing.
Okay, my question is for Sanjay Mridulji. Arimanya.
Hi.
Hi. What makes the angry Indian goddess actually opt for such a role? Because you've been quite choosy and picky about the kind of roles you do. And at the same time, also Purab Kohli, what has been the attraction for this role? Both of you all, actually.
Well, you answered the question. I'm choosy about my role, so when something good comes along, I jump at it, and I ignore the rest that comes and goes. So when Nikhil called me up, and he tried to explain to me what Haath of Him was, and he had to, of course, refer to Homeland, and I immediately jumped and said, I hope you're not offering me the role of Carrie Matheson. It's a stereotype. That's the kind of role I would be offered. And he said, this is not Homeland, Sandhya, and this is the role. And I liked what he said, and I had loved D-Day, and I've known Nikhil for a while. He made me see Haath of Him immediately, and I saw it, and I love what he was trying to do. And I think this is the kind of television that I've been waiting for, standing by. Every few years they said Sandhya's coming back. I've made many comebacks, but I think this is the best comeback that I'm going to make right now. I'm quite certain of that.
Good evening, Nikhil. Samina from Asian Age Deccan Chronicle.
Sorry, I'll give it back to Nikhil after I answer this question. Good evening, everybody. I had some time to think about that answer while Sandhya was answering your question. And I think for me, it's 5 reasons that's the first reason, Nikhil Advani. I was looking forward to working with him, and this is not the first time I've asked him what he's doing next. I've asked him for many years, but this is the first time he answered, okay, I'm doing something that I can offer you. So he was the first reason why I wanted to do this show. Secondly, he also told me it was for Star TV. I have a long relationship with Star. I worked for them for 8 years as an employee, actually. I was with Channel V for 8 years, so I hosted shows for Star India for a very long time. And I interviewed Nikhil Advani for his first film, Kal Ho Na Ho. I did an interview with him. So that's the second reason. Thirdly, I think just the concept of the show, story bahut hi acha tha. I mean, he narrated a little bit. I had not seen Homeland. I had not seen Haath of Him. I didn't know anything about the show. I just knew Homeland was a popular show and there was some reference to that. But Nikhil clearly told me ki Homeland nahi hai bhai. It's Haath of Him, and that's the format we are going to follow. And so I saw Haath of Him, and I fell in love with the show that it was, and the characters that it had, and all the relationships and the layers it had to it. And though in the front it looks like it's about 2 prisoners who come back after 17 years, but I think it's about a lot more. Their wives, their families, them coming back. There's so many things that can be told in all this, in this big frame of story. Then, of course, the character, Sartaj Singh, that I play is extremely complex. You may have noticed in the trailer of Sartaj Singh. In fact, I saw it today for the first time and been playing him for so many days, as Nikhil pointed out earlier, 106 days that we've been shooting. I think I've shot for about 80 or 90 days out of those 106 days. And you kind of forget what you did in the first few days because so much is going on. And to see that trailer was like, wow, he's actually quite intense and really complex character. And that's what really, one of the reasons also that drew me to him, and how Nikhil had thought of him. And it's funny because, I mean, even this morning, Nikhil and I were shooting, and I took him to the side and I said, please tell me now where's the graph going, because I want to do something in this scene. So as we are shooting also, Nikhil is really flexible, and he lets you get in things into the character, and also has ideas for the character and helps you really build it. So I think the character is another reason. And last but not the least, I think, is the Amrita Puri, Sandhya Mridul, and Satyadeep Mishra, and all the other supporting cast also. I think we have some of our family, and Manish also, of course. I can't forget him. Manish has always been a favorite of mine, and I was really happy to know that he was on this show. We have worked together before, Manish and I. And the cast is, I mean, when Nikhil told me that these are the people I'm thinking of casting, and I was like, wow, this show really is something special. I'll be foolish to say no. And lucky for me, I had Nikhil for 5 hours in the car with me, and we also got lost in Jodhpur trying to buy some mithai. तो उसमें मैंने पकड़ लिया, सर मैं आ रहा हूँ बम्बई, मैं ऑडिशन दूंगा आप चाहे तो, पर मैं शो करने वाला हूँ. So he had no choice.
I just want to add that a big reason for what you're going to see very soon is the 5 people who are sitting over here. Funnily, we all knew each other than work. And we had all worked with each other, or we had wanted to work with each other. And there are lots of people who are sitting over there who are also the reason. But we enjoy coming to work, and that is something that you will see when you watch the show. It's great fun, and it's being able to discover. We also come back, and just I think somebody asked us that, "Jo aaj ho raha hai," we come back and we say, "Hey, did you see the news? This happened." And we said, yeah, in episode 80, same thing is going to happen over here. And we've written it. So, I mean, to answer the question about what's happening present, and I have 3 of my 4 writers sitting at the back, Asim Arora, Anirudh Goa, Gaurav Chawla, and Isha, she's not here. And every day, we look at the newspaper and we call each other up, and we have this WhatsApp group, and we say, somebody is scripting this for us. We don't even know how it's happening. It's just happening. It's uncanny. It's unfortunate, but it's uncanny.
You always had these actors in mind when their respective characters were sketched?
Yes, very much. I mean, I've been very lucky that I made 5 phone calls and all 5 people decided to say yes. Satyadeep was in Goa when I met him, and I said, Satyadeep, this is that. And Satyadeep, being this consummate actor, said that, okay, let me see Haath of Film, then I'll get back to you. Purab, he cornered me in a car, he locked the car and said, कि मैं करने वाला हूँ कुछ भी. We were coming back from the shoot of Airlift, and he said, मैं करने वाला हूँ कुछ भी हो जाए, करने वाला हूँ. Amrita, I wanted to work with. The minute I saw her and Aisha, I said that, this is this, and we've been trying to work for what, 2 years, 3 years? Yeah, we've been just trying to work together, trying to find something or the other to work with her. Sandhya is, Sandhya, I mean, why would you say, if Sandhya says yes to doing doing a role in your film or in your show, you're doing something right? Because as the gentleman pointed out, she's extremely choosy, so something right is happening. And well, Manish is my oldest friend in the industry. We used to sit outside Sudhir Mishra's office, and we used to discuss Kanpur ka chai better hai ya Banaras ka chai better hai. None of us had work, and we said one day we'll work together, and so we've just waited for that one correct story, project, something that we can both get our hands together, because I mean, he's, in my opinion, one of the most underrated actors in this industry, and we should just be very, very lucky that he said yes to us.
Hello, this is Siraj Sayyed. I'm a media critic. The question is addressed to the 2 ladies, because when we talk about family that a prisoner leaves behind, usually we refer to the mother and the wife, a lot of emotions involved there. The problem usually faced by wives and mothers is that there is no closure. The fact that somebody is missing in action, or in some other situations, say in a coma, how important it is for a person and a relation to find either a closure or a full living being right there with you. Is that something that you've deeply explored as wives in this film?
In this television show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I know it's easy with that trailer to mistake it, but I think that what you brought up is the dilemma that both wives in this show faced. Of course, when we start off with the first episode, you see very quickly both their husbands return, and then through the show, as the show carries on, you see what their journey was, what their battles were. But that's something very real because with a period of 17 years, you're dealing with a whole series of emotions and an entire graph of emotions. And my character, for instance, got married very young at 17, and on her wedding night, her husband was called to war and then declared missing in action. So here's a girl who's never really met her husband and got to know her husband, but then chooses, and what's very important is that she chooses to wait for 17 years with the hope every day, as Nikhil said, there's hope every day that maybe he will return. And that's the hope that you carry forward with. And at some point, maybe you stop believing that he will return, but you still carry on. And then suddenly after 17 years, he does return. And then what? And that's what's even more interesting, is that how do you pick up from then on?
Maybe Sandhya can add to that. Is it easier to face closure? For example, when you learn that somebody has really died, it'll be a big shock. But to live with the fact that somebody is missing for 17 years.
The question here is, do you ever really move on?
That's the point, yeah.
No. I don't think you ever really move on from it. I think you live in limbo. I think that in terms of Nazneen's character, even if she were to love someone else, there would be a part of her that is committed and waiting, hoping for some closure. Even if it means someday she tells herself that he's dead and she needs to move on, she does that. But the fact of the matter is, you never really move on. It's all limbo. And when they come back, and what they bring back with them is something that you're not prepared for, and so there's no staying in and there's no getting out. And I think the only word that I can say again and again for my character and maybe for Harleen's, and my character a bit more because she gets herself into a mess without meaning to, because there is somebody else. But now she feels like a cheat, and how right is it and how fair is it on her? It's not, because she never really moved on. And her love may be one thing, but her duty is another. So there's that dilemma. So it's too many things. It's too many things. But all I can say is you never move on.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoa. This is one incredible story, intense characters, and trust me, like Nikhil mentioned, after the end of it, you're really going to be proud of what you are, proud of being Indian. All the patriotism is going to come out. And one final question before we wrap up. Let's take the last question for the evening.
Hi.
All right, here we go.
Hi, this is a question for the cast. There's a buzz in the industry, and going by the trailer, it would appear that these are career-defining roles. So I was wondering if I could hear from the cast about how did you go about preparing for these roles? Did you speak to, for the women, did you speak to wives who had husbands who were missing in action? Did you speak to army officers? What kind of background work went into it?
I think the fundamental, sort of the underlying basis of this entire story is emotion. I could have been in the Air Force or in the Army or whatever and been away from loved ones for 17 years, and the whole issue is that you've been away for 17 years, you've hoped and prayed that one day you're going to come back, and you come back and life is not what you thought it would be. And I think to that extent the emotion is very universal. It doesn't really matter that I was an Air Force officer the day I got captured. So I think for me personally, the work that has gone into this role has been in that space. I mean, the frills, of course, you come back after 17 years, you should look like somebody who's been in a prison for 17 years, that sort of stuff, but that apart. But I think the hard work has gone in terms of just getting the sort of, the range of, your emotional palette right for the sort of situation that you find yourself in. At least that's for me. I think that's what I've worked harder on for my part. But
I think Satyadeep has pretty much summed it up. How do you put yourself in somebody's shoes for something that you have never experienced and probably never will? You know, it's impossible. Even if you speak with them or whatever, the fact of the matter is, how do you feel that? And the only way I figured, which I always figure in everything that I do, is to stay as honest as possible, to stay as committed to that character as possible. And in fact, I often tell Nikhil that I'm going to go crazy after this show because, you know, I go back home and I can't shed Nazneen. You know, I mean, it's crazy. I go back and I really don't know how to lose this woman. And it just kind of, and every day I feel the pain just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. And somehow, you know, you keep tapping in deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's the only thing you can do. And the good thing is that we have Nikhil Advani, who's so averse to bullshit. You know, he just calls it. He calls it. If you've done something, you know, and I like that. He pushes you so much. He pushes you so damn much without really pushing you. But because he's such an achiever, he's constantly making you go in deeper. He never really tells me how to act on set, but he'll come and tell me that one thing that'll just hit the spot. And that's when you need someone like that, you know. So he makes sure that you're not hamming. You know, he makes sure that you're not taking the easy way out, because this man never takes the easy way out. So, you know, all of that also really works. And I have actors who are honest. And that's a huge plus. When your co-actors are honest, when you have writers who are writing it the way one must feel it, you know, ultimately it's a TV show. You know, ultimately it's something that you guys are going to see, and it takes a whole damn team to do it. You know, so it's all there, and all we can do is just stay committed to what the complete honest portrayal of putting yourself in that person's shoes as much as possible every single day, going deeper into that person that you're playing. And that's all I can say. I know it sounds like a whole lot of bullshit, but it's the truth.
I just want to, I mean, I'm not the cast, but I'll still answer that question. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question about them meeting wives who have suffered the same fate, or, I mean, they couldn't have met POWs because then you're not a POW. You're not missing in action, sorry. So basically, I made it a point to tell them, A, that I don't want you guys to be reading a lot of stuff, because then it starts becoming imitative. Then you want to live other people's lives. We are very fortunate, like I said earlier, we've got very good writers on the show. Asim and Anirudh, who've been with me on writing the show from the very beginning, read so much actually, that each scene that we get and each moment that we have in the show is somewhere or the other reflecting what they've read. And they've read a lot about there are 54 POWs right now since 1971. And it sounds very little, 54, because that's reported. We don't know the others. And this is a country that does not actually have, you don't have the ability to go and say something, right? To answer your question, sir, about closure. In fact, one of the stories we read was about this wife who said that for the first period, you are just hoping that the men don't come with the news that he's died. You're just praying every single day that he's not died. But after a while, you pray that they come. And you're just praying that you get the news that they've died. Right? So that's what you're saying. Everybody is actually just waiting for something that is going to allow them to start living again. Otherwise, you're just living, you know, in a kind of limbo. So the most important thing that Sandhya said, which is that the only thing we strive for in every scene is honesty. Are you honest to the character? Are you honestly playing the emotion that this character will be playing? Let's not manipulate, because, you know, you can just see manipulation. People don't want to be manipulated. I think they've been manipulated enough. We're manipulating them on the news. We're manipulating them everywhere. We don't want to manipulate. We are trying to keep it as real as possible and as honest as possible.
With me, I like to prep for the characters that I have to play in as varied a way as possible. And I try to understand what the character really wants me to prep as or for, and what is that angle I should be using to prep for that particular character. And for this one, for Vikram Singh, it was very clear to me actually that, you know, he has a lot of statistics that he can, you know, rattle off at the drop of a hat. So that's something that just stuck with me. That didn't mean that I was going to start learning up statistics to do with Indo-Pak relations in the last 60, 70 years. But what it did mean for me was that I looked at the news which had to do with Indo-Pak relations very, very closely, which is what I've been doing over the last 6 months. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not much of a news person, but to prep for this part, I've made that effort because that's what the character wants. He needs to know things.
Now we know why you become like this.
So just to answer your question about, so that's the angle that I've taken for Vikram Singh, just to keep abreast of all the news that's going around, and it's terribly unfortunate, but there is a lot of news, lately on Indo-Pak, yeah.
I think a lot of what I wanted to say, Sandhya and Nikhil have already said, so I won't say too much except that initially I was burdened with the idea of how am I going to prepare for this character, because I'll never be able to understand what it feels like to be Harleen. And I wanted to stay true to her character and her dilemmas and her struggles, because it's very real. And we have so many families that are going through that every day. So I wanted to make sure when I played this character, I didn't forget that. And I went up to Nikhil to try and figure out where to start prep from. And he said, just leave it to me. And that's pretty much what I did.
Sorry. For me, the process I like to follow generally is that I, of course, need to hit that honest point. That's a given, and I always try to follow that. But from what platform should that honesty take a step from is the question I ask myself every time I'm playing a character. I have to find that honesty of that character within me. And I've noticed over the years the best way to do that for me is in the gathering of information and just meeting people, talking to people and understanding it better. And as Nikhil rightfully pointed it out, I think the writers firstly started contributing to that a lot. I remember Asim and me having conversations even about other POWs in general and how they were captured, just to understand processes of what they went through and I mean, in what scenarios were they captured. So the writers, hats off to them, they gave us a lot of information that's not, you don't see in the show, but I mean, just feeding us information about what these men must have gone through. So that was one process, one source of information. For me, I kind of also broke down Sartaj into seeing the different sides that he has to himself, and one of it was that he comes from one of the Pinds in Punjab, and I'm a Bandra boy, so it's like really very far separated from who Sartaj really is. And so understanding that, sitting in some gurdwaras, meeting some Baijis. I have a great co-actor here who's sitting here. He plays my brother. His name is Ravinder. He's also an assistant director, works with a popular director. And he helps, I think, Amrita and me a lot on the set every day in trying to he's from Patiala and he makes us really understand a lot. Even after 106 days, I still go back to him and ask him some things all the time. So he's a great source to understanding that aspect, apart from other things that classes and you try to figure out. Meeting the Sikh regiment, I even went and did that, which Nikhil's production organized for me and sent me with an army expert to go, and Nikhil said, you want to do it, go and do it. And I went in and met them in Bombay and tried to understand a little bit of how they are, because I've always heard legendary stories about the Sikh regiment, of how they take down Sikhs before they go down and all of that. So I said, let's go and meet some of them. And I was surprised, one of the stories I was surprised to hear is that they are not really very happy in peace postings. They want to be in the border protecting their country. That's where they feel they belong the most to. And that's an aspect of Sartaj too. So that was a source of information. Then there was a psychologist who's a family friend I went and hung out with to just understand what a person who would be trapped for 17 years go through. Elements of what would go through his mind through that time, what does repeated torture have an effect on them. Just information, not that I mimicked or saw, just to feed myself to find that platform like I mentioned earlier. And even after all of that, workshops, readings, but even after all of that, till today, in a rehearsal, Nikhil Advani says, change your body language. That's not how Sartaaj will stand. So we are still in work is still in progress.
I think the important thing to also understand is that we did 2 months of workshops. 2 months of workshops. Every single day, this cast would meet and we would just sit with the writers and we would just allow the writers to just take us through what exactly are the characters feeling, what are they going through, how are they going to react, should they be saying this, should they not be saying this, if they are saying this. I mean, there are lots of times I would tell Amrita, you're Harleen is saying this, Amrita is not saying this, don't worry, you know. So there are lots. So yeah, I mean, it's been a process of discovery for all of us, even me as the person who's directing. But again, a lot of credit has to be given to the 2 guys who are standing at the back. Guys, stand up if you all want. I mean, we can just clap to both of them. Standing at the back over there, they've been with me from right from the beginning, you know. And right now, we were upstairs in the business center, and we were happy, and we were saying, episode 90 ka story ho gaya. Aage badhte hain, chalo. You know, so.
Round of applause for the cast and Nikhil and Gaurav. Of course, this is the time we welcome the rest of the cast and the important members who've been a part of this show. Unke liye zordar taaliyan as we welcome them.
6 episodes, 5-night series, and one big thank you to a gentleman in LA. His name is Gideon Raff, without whom none of us would be over here. So, thank you, Gideon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the cast and the important members of the team. And a big thank you going out to our sponsors, Dabur Red Paste. इनके लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां. Tata, TIGO, and Patanjali Kesh Kanti. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. So let's give a big cheer for them. Come on, everybody, big round of applause. Let me remind you, it's Dabur Red Paste presents POW Bandi Yudh Ke, co-powered by Tata, TIGO, and Patanjali Kesh Kanti.
And thank you everybody for coming. It's dry day today, but thank you very much.